We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Toonkind 12 frames per second. I'm Kraken, and this game is called A Fresh Coat of Paint. So, top of the order, let's introduce ourselves and who we're playing today.
I'm Brandon Anderson. I am playing Lotusss.
I'm Hazard 100, and I'm playing Sebby.
Wonderful.
And if you're wondering why Sebby is out of jail, don't worry. This isn't. This is before the whole robbery thing.
Yeah. Time-wise, this takes place after Special Delivery, the first game I ran, but before Sebby joins up with some pirates for the Atlantis campaign. We're sitting in between there. So to get even more specific, to set up what exactly is going on here, at the end of Special Delivery, the rival ship that challenged Abigail's crew was devoid of crew. So Sebby and Lotusss decided it was free real estate. Their ship now.
Basically,
So we now tune in again when they have rolled up to a shipyard that I imagine Sebby has either some kind of inside connection with, he knows some people, or they owe him a favor, perhaps. The point is, they have arrived here with the shellback. She's up in dry dock now, so she's out of the water and able to be painted and accessed inside and out. And gosh, she sure is ready for a makeover.
Indeed.
and Sebby is sort of like is the first to sort of like get himself out onto the docks to take a look at the ship. To take a closer look at the so-called shellback.
So on
And
the
he
note
sort of
of taking a closer look, how about you both roll me investigation?
Investigation. Okay, let me real quick.
expect anything spectacular from Sebby.
Investigation. Okay. No modifier 2, so it's just a D20.
You're doing better than Sebby, Lotusss. Just in sheer modifiers.
Oh, he has a -1 modifier?
Sure does.
Oh. Well, if this was a different role-playing system, I'd be doing pretty good right now, but this system, not so much.
How did this happen? Okay.
Lotusss is not
so
quite observant, and it seems...
I thought Lotusss was doing pretty not good with an 8 because Sebby is the, professional sailor, pirate, scallywag, rascal, what have you. I don't know if Lotusss has ever really been on a boat for an extended period of time. So
No, not really.
Lotusss looks at this boat that's out of the water and goes, "Yep, that's a boat. Our boat. Sebby got a 1."
Sebby sort of claps his hands together, all excited like, and says, "Well, considering that now this thing isn't no longer the shellback, we might as well call it something else. Hey, Lotusss,
Yeah.
I'm giving a hand in finding out the name of this here vessel."
Sebby, I'm going to say because it's you got a 1, you're entirely looking at the wrong ship as you say this to Lotusss.
And he sort of like, Lotusss? He then turns around and sees like, oh, looks like I was looking at the wrong ship.
Yes, Lotus thinks something combining sea stuff and plant stuff.
Sebby sort of looks to him and sort of taps his foot a bit before saying, "Well, usually the only plants that uh, are near the ocean are the." Sebby sort of starts snapping his fingers and says, "Palm trees. Yeah, palm trees."
Excuse me, sir, ma'am, or otherwise unspecified gender identity. If you turn around,
Sebby sort of
yeah, you turn around and there is someone behind you with a clipboard who looks supremely bored. Got like the half-lidded gaze. There's a magazine tucked under their arm. Are you
Sebby.
Sebby?
Yes, Sebby of the Storms. Good to see you, lad. And he starts eagerly shaking that Toon's hand.
The arm just goes limply as you shake it, and it drops when you drop it. Cool. Boss says you need to sign this since you're using our shipyard. And you have free range of our
Paperwork.
materials. Sign here, here, here.
Seb sort of
And just starts
draw
circling all these spaces.
sort of writes his signature, which looks like a sort of like a puffy cloud of an S of an S and a B.
Nice.
Like it's an S and B together, forming into a cloud shape.
Very good, sir. If you need me,
And
I'll
then
be.
and then he sort of puts his finger up and says, "Oh wait, Lotus, I
Yes.
think this gentleman needs your signature."
Okay, Lotus will sign.
Very good. 2 signatures is even better. It looks good on the paperwork. If you need me, try not to need me. I'll be in that shack over there.
Alrighty.
And they
First
slouch
things
off.
Alrighty. Now that we've got that through, what do you think we should do first?
Determine
Paint
ship
it over
name.
or name it?
Name.
What?
Name. Ship name.
Oh, yes. Sebby sort of sits down on a crate and says, "Well, now thinking of it, doesn't really inspire a lot of awe when you think of palm trees."
Ooh, Lotus has idea. Hibiscus.
What?
Hibiscus. Flower.
Hibiscus. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like there's something missing. It's like simply calling it hibiscus isn't.
No. Hibiscus plus sea thing. So.
I'd like both of you to roll me a perception, please.
Okay. Perception.
Yep.
Perception. I get a +1. Okay. I did it. I think. I hope I passed the check.
I also hope I passed the check.
Well, I rolled a stealth. You two definitely hear, not even just a scattering, you hear a crash from the other side of the ship.
Sebby sort of like jumps a bit as he hears this and sort of runs over to see what caused this noise.
Same. Lotus is just gonna book it. Just like.
Okay. You round the corner of the ship and you see that there is a turtle and it's on its back, rocking on its back. It fell on its shell and he's trying to get up, but he's not quite getting there. He goes, "Oh, oh, hello. Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up."
Sebby sort of looks down at him and sort of notices that he, in fact, is a turtle and sort of walks over to this sort of figure and says, ahoy?
"Ahoy, young man. Oh, oh, I've fallen on my poor shell. Say, pray tell me, whose ship is this?"
Ours.
Sebby sort of like looks at Lotus and says, aye, that it is. And who are you, to be exact?
"Oh, help me up first, son, help me up. My bones aren't what they used to be." And this is a big turtle. It's a big sea turtle. So if you are going to try and help him up, I'm going to need you to roll a strength.
I could assist.
Yeah, you can definitely assist.
Sebby is certainly going to.
Let me check strength real quick.
Looking like
No
a
bonus on
+0.
strength.
Sebby just sort of lifts up the turtle.
Dirty 20, Sebby's doing pretty good, but like Lotus can absolutely still chip in a hand on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So it's mostly Sebby.
Yeah.
It's mostly Sebby. But between the two of you,
And
you
he
grab
just seems to hold up the turtle, just like, better now?
"Oh, much better, Sonny. Thank you. Now." And he looks between the two of you and focuses on Sebby and casts command. "I think you're gonna leave now." The word being leave, so that's a wisdom check should be.
Does Lotus notice the casting of the spell?
Sebby sort of like,
I'd say maybe not, but with a 4, Sebby did not save. So Lotus, you're gonna notice that Sebby just silently turns on his heel and starts to walk away.
In fact, he starts to walk away and boards the ship because to him, using and just
He's gonna leave the
like,
port?
yeah, and he's like, all right, we should be going now. We'll just find another dock.
Okay. Heck. Anyway. Alright, and this turtle whips out. God, I gave him a great hammer, right? Whips out a great hammer and is gonna try and attack Lotus, so cue initiative.
Oh! Initiative. What's my initiative modifier? Initiative. +2. Oh, heck yeah. 20 +2.
Oh.
Ooh. uh,
All right, so
so Lotus is gonna well, let me check my weapons real quick.
yeah, I'd
Action.
say Sebby, once we get through 2 rounds of combat, I think command goes away and you can join in the initiative.
Lotus is probably gonna attack with the Yakula.
Nice. Roll the hit, please.
So that would you just roll? I forget. It's been a while since I played D&D.
That's all right.
I've been
It's
playing a
a
different
D20.
system. Plus hit.
D20 plus.
DC
God.
2.
Yeah. It's +2.
Plus 2. Yeah. Okay. So D20. 20 plus 2.
Doesn't hit.
Well,
This is a turtle. Bounces off the shell. He like turns to put his shoulder to it. Yeah. Yakla bounces off the shell. And now it's his turn and he's gonna try and whack you. So yeah, Warhammer. Woohoo.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, what's your armor class? 13. Meets it, beats it. I'm rolling damage. D- 7 points there.
7 points. Okay. Let me go to my hit points. So 25 minus less 25.
Knocked down to 18 already.
18. Dang.
Yeah. All right. So, Sebby, you were under the effects of command, which told you to leave. I think you made it onto the ship, and it's at this point, yeah, your, I don't know, mind clears, and you go, wait, why did I do that?
And Sebby's like, wait a minute, what the hey? And just sort of is sort of running over the deck to see the fight happen, and sort of said, that little that stone encrusted scallywag, and he's going to get the jump on him early. He's going to body slam the turtle.
Please try. Roll a hit.
Body slam the turtle.
I guess we'd call that an unarmed attack. Oh, meets it, beats it. Yeah, you land on him. You get him. Death from above.
And said he sort of, run and move!
So please
Sort of
roll me.
land right on top of the turtle.
Roll damage, please. That's an unarmed strike.
That's 3 damage, 3 bludgeoning to be exact.
Hey. Let's see.
3 bludgeoning. I'd say 3 bludgeoning. Is this a boss?
It's someone who has a beef with you. It's now Lotus's turn.
Lotus is going to attempt to stab it in the like the underside of the turtle, the soft part.
Go for it.
I mean,
Just-
Sebby's right on top of it.
Oh,
of him.
true.
So I suggest you try and go for the head.
Oh yeah, headshot.
However you can.
Yakula. So D20 plus 2. Exclamation point. D20 plus 2. Hey.
Oh, you also hit. Yeah. I was a little worried about this armor class. Roll your damage.
The damage. That's 1d8. Okay. D8. 3.
Every
Well,
little bit counts.
Damage is damage. Yeah, damage is damage.
Uh-huh.
Did you remember to add the modifier?
To my damage?
Yeah.
From?
You're using the Akula, so it is just a straight D8.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right.
Longbow, I would have a modifier on.
Okay. So, Sebby body slams, and then Lotus gets a stab in, and you hear faintly from the shack at the front of this shipyard. Could you guys please keep it down over there? I'm trying to read.
Sebby sort of turns as he's still sitting on the old turtle and says, "We're just trying to deal with a ship taker."
A thief. Ship thief.
Well, could you do it quietly?
We're trying. All righty.
And it's now this turtle's
sort
turn,
of
and
like-
the first thing he does, Sebby is on him. So let's see. Lotus is still in front, so he's just going to try and take another swing with the warhammer.
Okay.
Well, rolling to hit there. Taking a big whack.
Whack.
Yeehaw.
4 damage.
So, swings around this hammer, slams it into Lotus, and in doing so, he's not being quiet. He calls out, "My name is Captain Barnacle Sam of the Shellback, and you nasty little thieves have my ship."
Sebby sort of like raises his eyebrows in surprise and says, "Wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to be sleeping with the fishes like that lizard said?"
Well, whoever said that was a liar. Or Drogue just thought he killed me. Little upstart.
Oh. So,
Oh, you're the guy the lad that tried to attack us.
What? Outside of right now, right here, I have never seen you in my life. And it is Sebby's turn to attack if you like.
Sebby says, well, you're causing a disturbance, so it's best that you take up. Get out of our hair. And he's going to discus throw the turtle.
This is a big turtle. Do that with disadvantage? See how well you do. I guess that'd be
I
strength.
mean, Sebby is strong.
Sebby
And
is
I would
strong.
imagine Sebby would. And I imagine it's supposed to be a sort of fight with athletics.
Well, yeah, discus throw. Yeah, that's athletics. Go for that. You got proficiency. Still disadvantage though.
Uh, if he gets it, I'm gonna just laugh. No, that
Oof. Sebby.
Sebby's sort of
that,
like,
that
"What?"
ain't it, Chief.
I imagine
That
the
ain't
turtle is making it difficult by sort of gripping the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. Planting the feet, gripping the ground. However, he can manage it. Now, that was an
And
action. If you want to try a
since
bonus action, Sebby, then you'd still be able to do something.
I'm thinking. Well, Sebby is going to return sitting on the turtle and sort of like trying to keep him down.
All right. And then that gets us to Lotus.
I Lotus, mind a little help here?
Yes, Lotus is gonna shoot with the longbow.
Point blank. Excellent.
Yeah, just when he's fell on the ground, just
No mercy from Lotus.
so it'd be a d20 plus 6. Well, that did not work as planned. For her ruthlessness, Lotus
so-
is rewarded with nothing.
Lotus, here's exactly what happens. You get out your longbow and you take aim, but as you do, there is a creak and a groan from the ship that's beside you, and you jump because something lands kind of right near you guys. It's fallen from somewhere above you. And I'm going to roll something to see if it hits anyone.
Oh no. No.
Okay, so it doesn't. It lands with a boom, kind of right beside you, Lotus, and that's what causes you to jump and miss that shot so utterly. That bolt buries itself like halfway into the dirt.
What is this object that has fallen?
This object, it's a block. It's a pulley that rope goes through up aloft. You have no idea how this thing fell. Like, if it had landed on someone, that would have been a hell of a bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
So, it's now Barnacle Sam's turn. Sam for short. And he just goes, "Ah, that a girl, that a girl." And he's going to try and knock Sebby off his back. So I think he'll do that by trying to slam backwards into the hull of the ship and crush Sebby there. Unarmed strike it is.
Strength check, I imagine.
For just seeing
Yeah,
if...
grappling. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. There we go, that's grab. All right. What is your strength, Mr. Turtle Man? +2. It's pretty good. Can Sebby beat it?
Pretty good strength.
Crunch.
Crunch, yeah. Crunch is right.
Crunch
is
it.
flung backwards into the ship and
Oh, hey. Let's see what unarmed is for this guy. Oh, it's not listed on here. That's rude. For Sebby, unarmed is a straight 3. We'll say for this guy, because he's a bit higher level than you, it's going to be a 4 damage to Sebby. Alright. And following that, it is now Sebby's turn. You just got crunched.
Sebby just got crushed by a turtle shell and does not appreciate it. So how many hit points did he lose?
4.
Sebby sort of angrily pulls out his cutlass and is going to use his channel divinity.
Haha.
Specifically, Fury of the Tides.
Oh, that's a new one.
I've written up the description.
Oh, that's a good option to take. All right, go for it. So yeah, casting this is a bonus action, so you should still be able to hit within this same turn. You gonna go for it?
Yeah. Sebby sort of like charges his cutlass with the powers of the waves as this sort of like bluish aura sort of radiates off his cutlass. And
Attack. Well, that's not gonna work.
Once again,
Sebby's
this is an armored turtle.
Sebby sort of boing, when it's just like
It's that thing where he's like shaking in place and sort of moving around with the vibrations.
yes, and the orange sort of fumbles around, sort of like splashing across against this sort of like this mighty shell.
All right. It's now Lotus's turn.
Lotus is gonna attempt to fire another arrow into its soft underside, probably neck area, because that's where Lotus usually aims. D20 plus 6, was it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus 6.
D20 plus 6. 22.
Yeah, you sure stick him. Roll damage.
Damage. Okay, let me see what the damage was. D8 plus 2. 8 plus 2. 9.
Yeah. It's a good chunk. So yeah, this bolt, absolutely goes in like the space around the shoulder, neck, where the carapace opens up. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That wasn't so good. And it is now Sam's turn, and he's going... Does he have Expeditious Retreat?
Hopefully, he doesn't have a legendary action.
He's not that great, my lord. But what he does do is gonna use his movement to actually get away from you guys a bit and go towards the bow of the ship where there's a mechanism. This ship is in dry dock, so it's out of the water. It's sitting in a cradle. This mechanism will move it back into the water.
The area of does he leave Sebby's threatened area?
Ooh, yes, he does.
Then he's going to get hit.
Haha.
Opportunity.
All right. He's still going to do it. Go ahead and hit him.
21 with that wave thing on.
Yeah.
You're gonna get launched. How far does it launch?
You can push the target 10 feet away.
Yeah, Sebby's. Let me just check. Let me add it up. 4 plus 3 equals 7.
Did you say 7? Or, oh yeah, you're typing. Yeehaw!
And Sebby sort of like slams his cutlass into the soft spot, finally, and sort of launches him away from the ship.
Yeah, this turret goes flying. And once again, lands on his back, but this time just spins on his shell and gets right back up. It becomes quite clear he was never stuck in the first place when you first came across him.
Sebby sort of mutters to himself, "Of course he's a lion turtle. That's the rest of the crew's deal."
All right. And it is Lotuss's go.
Lotus is gonna take another shot at him. Aiming for the eye.
Oh, I love Lotus so much. She does not kid around.
Nah, Lotus don't play around.
Lotus might even be looking at this turtle and going, turtle soup.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Like, Lotus has never had turtle before.
Oh, God. I hear turtle tastes pretty good. Sea turtle, like, sailors of ye old. That was some prize meat.
I don't think that'll hit.
Nope. It doesn't hit. The bolt goes whistling past, and he is a bit further away, but once again, something falls from aloft. I'm going to do that same roll again to see if it hits anyone. Once again, it does not, but it lands like precariously close to the two of you.
Does Sebby see what sort of flung it?
Roll me. You're actively looking. I guess roll me I don't know. Choose investigation or perception. I imagine perception is better for you.
Yeah, perception.
Same. Perception would be better for me than.
Yeah, I'd say you can both take a look. Oh, Sebby.
Let me see perception.
Nat
real quick.
1. Sebby, once again, you look for the cause and you look at an entirely different ship.
I imagine he's mostly focused on the turtle because he decided to make a run for it.
Perception. Or actually, wait. Investigation. Perception. Oh yeah, perception is +1. So yeah, I would do.
Yeah, you'll want perception.
D20 plus 1.
Hey.
Hey.
Sebby is focused on this turret. Sebby's got nothing. Lotus takes a look up, and the thing that fell this time was a gasket rope from up aloft. So it's not quite as heavy duty as a block, but it's still falling a fair distance. It would have hurt if it smacked you. And you look up, you don't see anyone up there, but with your 16, your good perception, and your hunter senses, you catch movement. And various things aloft, little things, seem to be, it's almost like they're shifting in the breeze, but the breeze is not nearly this strong. And Sam, when the thing falls, just cheers and raises his fist and goes, "Atta girl! Show him who's boss!" It is now Sam's turn. But before Sam can do anything, and just after a shout, something else falls, and not even falls, it launches. It goes on a trajectory, so let me... Okay. This time, the thing is a metal pin from a shackle, and it launches at speed, at an angle, towards Sam. And it like whizzes past his shell and buries itself in the dirt. He goes, "Well, what, Shelly? What's the idea with that now? Come on, they're the thieves. What are you doing?"
Sebby sort of looks over to him and then says, "So that's who's flinging in those things. A fellow named Shelly?"
"Oh yeah, my beautiful Shelly, the shellback. Built her with my own 2 hands. Though why she's flinging stuff at me, I can tell ya."
"So the ship's alive."
Well, in a sense, you pour enough heart and soul into something, and arguably anything could become alive. You hear it with trains, you hear it with ships, cars, buildings. It can happen.
Sebby,
Lotus thinks there's someone else. Lotus saw movement.
So Sam hadn't taken his turn. He just talked and complained at his ship for throwing things at him. So now he's going to take another movement to move to the front to get to the panel that will start moving the ship back into the water. And that's just 30 feet. And I'd say, yeah, that brings him to the panel. Let's roll investigation to see if he knows what the hell buttons to press.
but does he pass by anyone?
Well, he rolled a 17, so he's a captain. He's been around ships. Well, it may not be his specific job to, get ships in and out of dry dock, but he knows basically how it works. Yeah, he picks a button, and a mechanical whir starts to fill the air, and the cradle starts inching backwards back into the water. And that's Sam's turn.
Sebby sort of notices this and decides to get onto the ship because no way this turtle is stealing the ship.
All right, so yeah, that'll be... You did jump off the side, and the dock and gangway was on the other way. How are you trying to climb up? Or are you running around to the other side?
What?
How are you getting on the ship?
I'm climbing it.
Nice. That's an athletics, my friend. Okay, that's pretty good. I can say from experience, it is not easy to climb up the side of a ship's hull. Like, even in water when you're halfway up the hull. So, this is impressive to me, Sebby.
Yeah. So Sebby, he's like, sort of like, mounts his foot onto the gap of the plank and climbs up the ship and says, "Come on, Lotus! He's getting away!"
All right. I'd say that's your turn, but you... if you wanted to throw a rope over for Lotus to grab onto, I'd say that's your bonus action then.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. So that way she'll have an advantage at athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah. So Lotus,
Yeah.
it is your turn. There was a rope waiting for you.
Yeah, I will use the rope to get up. So athletics. What does the little black dot next to it mean?
The black means you have proficiency, which means you have, a higher modifier to add to it. So athletics for you, you're proficient, and you add a +2 to your d20.
Okay. Okay. So exchange point D20 plus 2.
Hey, pretty nice. All right.
Yeah.
Roll it again for advantage.
That's true. If you get a nat 20, that'd be fun.
Okay, on D20 plus 2.
Oh, that was better.
Yeah.
Lotus grabs this rope. You monkey up this thing like it's nothing.
Well, Lotus is used to climbing trees, so and
Easiest
vines.
thing in the world.
Yeah. Then Lotus is gonna pull the rope up.
Good idea. Is that everything for Lotus?
Yep.
All right. We're back to Sam, who did not anticipate you guys being able to so easily get back on the ship. His plan has backfired a little. So he's just going, oh, no, and going at the time, just like, wait, stop the process.
And Sebby and Lotusss are head on to face this ship thief.
You hear a call from the front shack. What are you all doing? No one is scheduled to go out.
Yeah, it's not us. It's a ship thief.
Oh, I hate it when this happens. And the door opens, and this Toon comes shambling out. And they take a look at what's happening. And they look at Sam and go, so, conceivably, could you not? And Sam just goes, hey, Barty, how's it going? Hey, Captain Sam, I say again, could you please not? Well, no, I don't think I will. What do you think you're doing, young man? You know very well the shellback belongs to me. And the kid, Barty, I think I said his name was, looks down at the papers in his hands and looks back up and goes, I don't know. Paperwork says it belongs to a Sebby and Lotusss. Don't think I can help you, man. And just turns around and goes back into the shack. Least helpful front attendant ever.
It's helpful enough for not siding with the ship thief.
And mysteriously, I'm going to say we're going to swap out Sam's turn for the ship's turn. Above you, there's yards on the mast. It's where these square sails hang from. And these yards swing around and drop a rope down near Captain Sam. Oh, I lied. He'll need an action up there. Okay, so yeah. He's also going to try and get up there.
Okay.
Is your athletics? Oh, pretty good.
Hey, do you have a reference
Whoa!
for Sam?
I unfortunately do not. He is a big sea turtle. I'd say probably about maybe a little shorter than Sebby, but pretty stout and old and grizzled and like has barnacles encrusted on the shell. Barnacle Sam has been around for a while.
It would be interesting to see you draw a picture of him.
Yeah, I will get a picture out at some point and I'll put it in the video. But in the meantime, it's 21. This Turt is big and he's heavy, but this is his ship. He's been around the block a time or two. He even just grabs the rope and it gets pulled up. The ship like half pulls him up. And he lands on the deck with a thud. And he goes, "All right. Okay. I think I would love to throw you off my ship with my bare hands. But Shelley did throw something at me, so maybe just this once, for just this turn, for just this right now. Make your case for why I shouldn't."
Well, you certainly weren't there for her when that lizard face took the ship.
Well, it's not like I just gave it over to him on a silver platter. Drogue had to fight for it. And fight cheatily.
We fought for it.
Did you?
We fought him for it.
Did you really? And how did this come about, pray tell?
He was attacking. Sebby sort of snaps his fingers and says, "Abigail," and then I dueled him for the fight, and I won by making him surrender with a bit of oceanic magic, as he sort of shows his blade, as he sort of like flourishes his cutlass, which has the aura still on it.
Huh. And is this true? He looks at Lotus.
Yes, Lotus was there too.
And what say you, Shelley? He folds his arms and just casts his eyes heavenward, up aloft. This true? And the ship sort of creaks and groans. It sounds like there's stuff shifting slightly in the woodwork underneath you. And Captain Sam nods. He's like, All right. So that checks out. And I don't know. She obviously hasn't tried too hard to kick you guys out.
I never try and abuse a ship unless it's haunted. Of course, this one ain't.
I don't know. Shelley's soul is original in her own. It'd be a little something different otherwise. And he gives like a little pat on her bulwark.
Lotus is gonna kind of like raise her hand.
Sam points like you're in a classroom. Yes, what is it?
Where did Shelley get her name?
Oh! Sam actually like brightens visibly at this. You asked a very good question. He's happy to talk about it. She's like, oh, well. I've had a few ships in my time, but Shelley was the first I designed and had built with my own turtle hands, as you might say. So I named her a little bit after myself, a little bit like family, you know. I'm a shellback turtle.
So Shelly is like your kid?
Scratches his chin. I don't know if kid is the right word. She's a bit too independent. Sassy for that. But, I don't know how you'd classify her. Business partner, friend, collaborator. Well, she does like you. All right. Here's the thing. Drogue kicked me off my own ship, and that was not good. But in between all the quite pretentious villain monologuing he had going on, there was maybe a point about thank God, I'd been thinking about retiring. And quite frankly, Abigail should too. We've been at this equally long, and my bones are tired. I don't know how that seabird does it.
Lotus has an idea. You don't have to leave ship. You could be part of crew. That way you could stay with ship, and we could all be on ship.
That would be an interesting idea, Sebby said to himself.
It's an interesting idea from someone I knocked, what, kid, nearly half your hit points out of it, looks like?
Yeah. Lotus thinks you fight well.
Well, you two certainly gave it a good shot as well. For young whippersnappers, you've got a lot of spirit.
Just trying to keep the soul of the old ways still alive.
And Sam does nod appreciatively at this. Also believes in the old ways. He's from those old ways for sure. And I mean, hey, I don't know how old Sebby is in comparison to this turtle, but they may not be far off. And he goes,
Indeed.
well, here's the thing, kids. I wouldn't be captain again if we did this. It would be a bit too messy. So, depending on what you're trying to do, could help you out, I suppose. I don't know if you're planning to keep on my cargo business or if you're going to do something else entirely. Couldn't help but notice you were thinking about renaming.
Mm-hmm.
And Shelley has been Shelley for a long time, and if she were to be passing hands, suppose it would be your right.
Indeed it is.
So how's about this? Don't need to decide anything now, but we get her back up on the shore. She's half in the water. She's half in the water at this point. We get her back up to Barty Sr.'s place. And she gets the care she needs. It's been a while since she had a good paint. Get the caulking back in the boards. Give her a good shine over. Needs it anyway.
Hey.
See where we go from there. I think she likes you.
Aye, I should hope so.
Lotus is wondering, Sammy is his name, right?
Yeah.
Lotus is wondering, Sammy, if you could teach Lotus ship making.
He just brightens up at this immediately. Oh, it's nice to see an interest in that sort of work. Absolutely, this is the perfect time for it.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think then we'll do a slight flash forward Captain Sam, or Sammy as you might call him, to get this ship back on dry land. He jumps off the side into the water, swims back over, recalls the ship back up. She is now firmly back ashore. Three of you are standing on the dock once again, beholding this ship, having come to an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of work to be done, kids. But what were you thinking of naming her again?
Well, if anything, I think I have the perfect name for him. For her. Sorry. Not good with genders.
That's fine. What is a gender?
Yeah,
Hey,
Lotus doesn't know.
and I was thinking, since this sort of thing has blossomed from the powers of storm, I think the perfect name for it would be the Storm Blue.
Yes, Lotus likes this name.
This ship beside and above you, it almost seems to shiver, creak and shiver, and Sam nods. Ooh, she does like that. Good name, kids.
Aye. It represents the old reblossoming into the new, in a way.
It's a good name for, how would you put it? New beginnings.
Yes.
And with that, I think we'll probably get a mini montage, just sort of work that's going to be done on this ship. And I wasn't necessarily expecting you guys to take on Sam, but he's useful because he knows what needs to be done and how to
Indeed.
do it.
And having a large crew is always a good thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, absolutely. He's teaching Lotus woodwork. You guys are picking out colors to paint the hull and such. It's a good time. So I'd say, what colors do you think you are going for the hull?
Some yellows and blues.
Yellows and blues sound nice.
Yellows and blues. I like it. So in this montage, that happens. Lotus is getting her lessons.
And I imagine
Mhm.
like Sebby sort of asked, sort of like has the sort of put some protective markings on the ship, sort of like learned through his practice of worshipping Cristobal.
Nice. Are you placing them anywhere in particular, do you think?
Near the bottom of the ship, to be exact, and one final one at the top. Sort of four representing the sort of like guard to guard through the to protect themselves to the forces of the waves, ice, and rocks, while the top sort of represents the sort of like to protect, to be the force to protect them when storms come along.
Very nice. So
You
this.
know, like
Mm-hmm.
so sort of like they are sort of markings to sort of like represent good smooth sailing and such, and also a bit of like storm magic to sort of protect the ship.
Very nice. So this makes a very busy 2 weeks for the three crew of the Storm Bloom. But at the end of
I
it,
imagine during the
mm-hmm,
like, Lotus decorates it with some flowers.
Yes.
absolutely. And it is a long 2 weeks and a busy 2 weeks and a productive 2 weeks. And by the end of it, The Storm Doom, Storm Bloom is indeed looking like a new ship. And Captain Sam just has his hands on his turtle hips. I don't know how that works. Says, well, that's a fine job. I think tomorrow we'll be ready to head out. Are there any final words either of you want to say before we wrap this up?
Sebby sort of looks to the captain and says, indeed, I imagine it'll take some time before we get used to the ship, but I think the Storm Bloom really is going to flourish in this world.
Indeed.
All right. And if that is it, and if that is all, I think that is the end of our 12 frames per second.
Yeah.
Whew. Good job, guys. That was
That
fun.
is fantastic.
That was amazing.
Oh, I'm glad. Whew. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording now, and goodbye, everyone. See you next time.
See ya.
See ya.